Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I am your host, Victor Nubb, and today we're going to be taking a look at Clayfighter, developed by Visual Concepts, published by Interplay Productions, and released in the United States in November of 1993. Clayfighter was one of a pair of clay-themed game franchises developed by Visual Concepts. Clayfighter, a 1v1 fighting game, and the sibling title, Claymates, a 2D platformer. Clayfighter was developed to be a less violent alternative to the popular fighting games Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, both of which dominated arcades and eventually home consoles in the early to mid-1990s. Keep in mind, Clayfighter was never actually released in arcades, this was a console exclusive. Interplay stated at the time that parents who object to blood and guts games now have an alternative title that gives kids the kind of intense action they might want to see in fighting games. In keeping with the lighter tone of the game, the characters are all transformed circus attractions, the victims of a meteor comprised entirely of clay that crashes into the circus grounds and contaminates the inhabitants. While primary development of the gameplay was handled by Visual Concepts, the sculpting and animation of the clay models was handled by animation studio Danger Productions. The process of sculpting and capturing the stop-motion photography for each fighter required several months of work, with a surprising amount of effort going into the least visually compelling character of the roster, Blob, who received at least 70 different models during production. Publisher Interplay also contributed directly to the development, creating new character movements and producing all of the music, voices, and sound effects. As the game was directly inspired by Street Fighter, an updated version called Clayfighter Tournament Edition was released in May of 1994. Like Capcom did with many of the re-releases of Street Fighter, Visual Concepts used the new version to address glitches and add new stages, difficulty options, a speed option, and versus modes. Tournament Edition was initially released as a rental-only exclusive in partnership with Blockbuster Video. This partnership would be revisited in 1998 with the release of Clayfighter Sculptor's Cut, a revision of the N64 title Clayfighter 63 1/3 that added new storylines, combat balance tweaks, and 4 new fighters. Due to its rental-only exclusivity with Blockbuster, only 20,000 copies of Sculptor's Cut were ever produced, making it one of, if not the, rarest N64 game to be released. Clayfighter sold roughly 200,000 copies by the end of 1994, which likely includes the Tournament Edition and Sega Genesis port, so it was not a huge success by modern standards, but the developer was happy enough with the sales performance to produce a sequel. The game was warmly received by critics, who praised the humor and visually impressive combos, while recommending players avoid the Genesis port if they did not possess a 6-button controller, as the game has a button assignment configuration similar to Street Fighter, with light, medium, and heavy attacks for the punches and kicks. That's all the notes that I had. Let's go ahead and get it started. Oh, I like the singing in the background. I hadn't heard that yet. So this is a game that I almost certainly would not have rented the original version of. I probably rented the revision, but I'm not 100%. I know I've played it before. Got options. Right off the rip, I can see where maybe they could have done something to fix some of the graphics. I don't think it's the most visually impressive for the graphical presentation for the menus. Let's keep it at 3. I think that would be fine. I'm a wuss, so we're going to set it on easy. I want to win at least some of the fights. And like I said before, it is kind of similar to Street Fighter, where they have heavy, light, and medium attacks. I have always made the quick attacks to be the shoulder buttons. I would prefer heavy attacks to be on face buttons. I have always preferred it that way. So that is Y, and that is X, B, and A. All right, yeah, that works for me. All right, pause, or start rather. Start game. I don't know, maybe this is the Tournament Edition. I thought this was the original. If it's Tournament Edition, great. It means it added some quality of life features. We're going to play as the Blob, because that is the character that I think everyone would consider to be the most dynamic of the characters. They do have Blue Suede Goo, who's obviously an Elvis ripoff. Ichabod Clay. I guess that's supposed to be like the Headless Horseman from the Sleepy Hollow. Helga, who's like an opera singer character. Why would an opera singer be at the circus? I don't know. Bonker, who's like a clown character. Bad Mr. Frosty. I'm not sure how Frosty the Snowman would be involved in the circus. Taffy, who knows? It's just another weird clay idea they had. And then Tiny, who's like a strongman character. And boy, do the visuals on top of the screen really not do any of these models justice. They're a little bit too smushed. All right, let's go ahead and pick him. The game does play very similar to Street Fighter in the sense that there are special attacks that you can do, usually by pressing in certain directions or rolling the D-pad to do attacks. Do I remember all the attacks? Absolutely not. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, come on. Quit corner jamming me. All right, let's see. How about this? Oh. Probably should have looked up some of these moves before the end. Oh. Oh, come on. You are not going to win this fight. There we go. I don't believe there is any way to do a finishing move in this first game. At least I didn't see any. Let me pull up the move list for Mr. Blob here, or the Blob. All right, so the Blob's moves are... There's a down and brutal kick, so this. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that looks right. Down toward brutal kick. Okay, that's just like a sweep move, I guess. Let's do down towards, and punch. So there's a clay spit. I didn't do. There we go. So that's like your standard Hadouken fireball type move. Uh-oh. Ah, she won. Damn it. Let's see. Somersault headbutt. Down and away, and punch. I hope it's not that I'm not doing the moves fast enough, but again, the timing on special moves has always been a little bit weird. There it is. Quit dodging my moves. Yeah. Huh. I don't know what KO means. There's another move that's really cool. Hold away, press towards, and punch. So that's going to be like your charge move, like you were doing Sonic Boom. Hooray! I destroyed the Opera House. What a hero I am. I think this is Ichabod Clay. Yeah. Oh, let's see if we can do the... There it is! That's the most devastating move in the game because it does damage even if they block the hit. And in fact, if they choose to block the hit and you hold it for long enough, it can do more damage than if they just accepted the hit. Again, one of those balance issues that they could have fixed if they had actually taken the time with the game to get it right. See, I don't know what the KO does. I wonder if there is a finishing move. Let's see. Away towards, down towards. Let's see. We'll try that. Away towards, down towards. And kick. I don't think that did it. I also don't know if this is like a finishing move or not. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. But maybe I am doing it right. I don't know. Okay, well, let's focus on this instead. Nope, I didn't do it right. What's the buzzsaw? It's punch. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, you can see why it would have taken so many frames of animation to do the blob, because like every single movement requires a pretty dynamic change in his body composition. Gotcha! Alright, Taffy. So we're going to be fighting the Taffy guy, whatever his name was. Just Taffy? Yeah, just Taffy. I wonder if anyone had sat down with Visual Concepts and told them, hey, you know, Taffy is not clay.
Oh yeah, smart guy? Then explain this delicious salty taffy that I've been eating for years.
That's not clay or taffy. It's mostly wheat flour starch, salt, and food coloring.
Wait, seriously?
Stop eating Play-Doh. Just because it's stretchy doesn't mean it's clay. Owie! Come on, just try to block it, dude. Again, one of the things that they wanted to... I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to see if any guide exists explaining what KO is. Because I don't think it means that you can end the fight with one finishing move. I didn't see anything about a finishing move in any of the stuff that I was reading. Maybe that's what it is, but, I mean, that's not a KO move. That just grabs them. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm rocking his world. Well, I was rocking his world, and then I spoke. Spit on him! I scored 900 vital. I think that's supposed to be his health bar. We did it! We beat all 3 opponents. The game is over. Why isn't it progressing? Did the game just crash? Oh, that's not good. I think the game just crashed. All right, well, we're going to have to pick it right up where we left off. All right, let me reboot the game.
Play-Doh.
All right, we're back. Let's try a different character. I'm not too worried about making progress only with the one. We'll do Taffy. I don't know what any of his moves are. Again, it's been so long since I played the game, I don't remember any of these characters. All right, he has an away towards punch, an away towards kick. That makes things easy. It looks like you don't have to hold for either of those. Oh, there it is. Oh, he's like the Dulcine character, I'm sure. He has like a longer range attacks. Weird. The special attack he does for kicking actually has worse range than just his standard attack. Go figure. Oh! What the hell was that? That was cool. That was his charge move if you hold the attack button, or hold away before you hit the punch button. Away, down toward... Okay, so he has a tornado move if you do a half circle. Like this. Nope, like this. Like this. I'm gonna get it. Holy crap. I don't know if I'm doing it too slow or too fast here. Okay, half circle moves. Still a pain in the ass on a controller. Wonder if I can set up the... Let me try to set the thumbstick. No, they don't let you do it. Alright, well, whatever. What else does he have? Punched you in the face. Toward, down toward punch, he has a tornado move. Where he jumps up in the air and spins.
and gentlemen, here are the combatants for this extravaganza. Taffy versus Ichabod Clay.
That's just a punch. That wasn't it. Or down toward punch. Oh, well, that would explain it. I'm doing it backwards. Did I say burp? Gotcha. Well, I hope the game lets me advance beyond the first 3 fights, because if it keeps crashing there, I don't know what we can do. We may just have to keep switching characters until we get a taste for all of them. Holy crap, that is a powerful hit. So that's the, I guess it's Scorpion character, which is the one that could teleport in Mortal Kombat. I thought that was Scorpion, right? I know you could with smoke in Mortal Kombat 3, but that's because I was really good at teleporting with the smoke in that game. So do I fight a copy of myself if Taffy is...
Ladies and gentlemen,
I sure do.
the combatants for this extravaganza.
And it's a purple one. Pink one?
Taffy.
Fuchsia. That's not what I wanted. There it is! Oh, and I didn't hit him with it. Keep punching him in the face. Yeah, his moves kind of aren't that impressive unless you do specific ones. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Get him. By the skin of my taffy. By the taffy of my teeth. I won. He has a fake out. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I think the KO means if you keep hitting him, he's gonna be dizzy. Punch him in the face, punch him in the face, punch him in the face. Well, I'm not getting it right, but I am hitting him, and that's the important part. Got him! It's over. Alright, let's see if the game actually advances beyond the 3rd fight this time, and if it doesn't, we may restart again and try a different character. Keep going. There we go! Yeah, what the hell happened last time? Maybe that's one of the glitches they had to fix, because the game wouldn't allow the level to progress properly every time.
Taffy versus Bunker.
Gotcha! What the hell that was. Again, don't know what that means. I'll tell you what, we can find that out. Let's see what the KO does. Oh, okay. Okay. So if you hit the enemy with a special move while they are in quote-unquote KO status, it does way more damage and it knocks them across the screen. So, that's why you want to do it. And you initiate high KO status by consecutive hits without the enemy scoring a hit. So, for example, if he said KO there, which he didn't for some reason, whatever, I would have initiated the KO status. Gotcha! Love that move. Really good. Yeah, I remember when I was reading about this game, and I thought I had gotten the version that had them, but apparently this first version of Clayfighter, and I don't think they introduced it until the sequel, did not have what they called claytalities, where you would do like a finishing move on the enemy, kind of like a fatality in Mortal Kombat. Bam! There it is. All right. Yep, it does do what they said. Good! They didn't lie. As game advice on Google via AI is prone to doing. If I read correctly, the final boss of the game is
Ladies and gentlemen,
maybe the dumbest idea they could have come up with for a final boss. Apparently, it's just a string of pearls. You know, those famous clay-based items. Actually, isn't... Well, I don't know what pearls are actually made of, but I don't think it's clay. They're made of the process of filtering clay out of the inside of whatever they're made in. Oysters? Lambs? Damn it, I was trying to get the... I didn't get it. It's alright. It's alright. Oh! Oh! Oh!
double KO.
We beat each other. Wild. So what happens? We both get a star? No, the fight just goes back to the start. I am trying like hell to get a tornado attack, but there it goes. Oh, we both got hit for that. So I'm guessing that this is like the Zangief character, where his specialty is like he gets in close and does stuff. Oh, duh! God damn it! This fight will never end. Bam! Kick him in the... Ah, damn it. Uh-oh, he got a KO hit on me. I'm gonna lose. Quit going skybound, you bastard. Gotcha! Sit on it and spin. Oh, look at that face. That derp face on him. I'd feel sorry for you, but I don't want to. Come on, get it! Oh, you bastard! Trying like hell to get the taffy tornado, and then I didn't land it. Oh, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. Damn it! Ah, he got the double. All right. Well, I could try another character. That one was fine, but I'd like to mix it up. Let's do the one we haven't seen yet, or one of the ones we haven't seen yet. Let's do Mr. Frosty. All right, so he has quarter circle punch. He has a half circle punch, a back and forward punch, a back and forward punch, hold, like this. Oh! Like that. Oh, cool. There it is. Oh, I rocked his world! Flying headbutt towards, down towards punch. Down towards... Okay. Timing on this is just a little bit slower than what I'm doing for the combos. I'm down. He's gonna get me. Ah, he hit me through the block. You bastard. What circles? What circus would have a coliseum built on the grounds? I think that would be a little bit more work than they would have the time to do. They generally build stuff for quick assembly and disassembly so they can get in and out of the area that they're working in as fast as possible. Ah, there it is. Come on. Damn it. Okay. Oh, squeeze him. Yes. Yes, give him a hug. I'm not sure why he's just doing a bear hug as a snowman. Wouldn't it make more sense to, like, breathe on him and, like, make him really cold? No freezing moves, from what I could see. Hold down, up, and kick. Oh. Should try that. Am I fighting Taffy again?
Here are the combatant Credit extravaganza. Bad Mr. Frosty versus Blue Suede Dude.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
Hey, what's the hair, man?
That didn't work. That didn't work. There we go.
Oh, mama.
Get close to me, I'm gonna make you pay.
Hey, what's the hair, man? Mama.
Bad Mr. Frosty
Sit down.
wins the battle.
I'm bad, I'm cool, I know I'm a fool.
Well, I would say one thing that I think would be a serious knock to the game, and I usually keep the audio when I'm recording these episodes pretty low so that I can hear myself a little bit. The audio is mixed super quiet.
Hey, what's the hair, man?
Oh, I missed the KO chance.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Hey, what's the hair, man? What's the hair, man?
Ouch! I got him. I hurt his hair.
I'm cool, I know I'm a fool.
I like the idea of the timer. I don't know why it has to be a bomb. I don't think that's very circus-centric, if that was the idea behind it. Yeah, we are. We're fighting Taffy again. Lame. We're fighting a boss, or a character a second time. We didn't get to see Helga, I don't think. Helga was probably the last one that we were supposed to get to. Now, here's the good news. We are getting very close to the end of the game, so we'll get to see the final boss. Ah, he kicked out of it. You dick. Oh, missed it. Oh, hey, that was probably pretty lucky on my part. Apparently, just the animation of punching the snowball out of his hand counts as a hit. Oh no. No, you bastard! Don't you dare get a free hit on me. There we go.
Wins the battle.
I'm bad, I'm cool, I know I'm a fool.
And no health left. Anything else I haven't been trying? Flying headbutt. Oh, didn't do that. Well, that might have been it. I didn't feel like it. Ah, he always gets that hit in right before I can get him. And it can't be a flying snowball to do the super KO. It has to be a non-projectile attack. Gotcha. Shoulder check for the win.
I'm bad, I'm cool, I know I'm a fool.
Oh, interesting. All right, so we're going to see some repeats, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There's only 8 fighters in this game, so we shouldn't be seeing a ton of repeats, but apparently they're going to make us fight some repeats. It could also be that I've changed characters a couple of times, so... mixing up some stuff that I haven't been doing, which is using attacks that are lighter in their hit, which I hate doing. Frankly, they could make the entire game out of heavy punch and heavy kick, and I would be fine with it. There's supposed to be combos in this game, but I honestly don't know how to do any of them. All of the strategy guides that I could find that were just listing, like, moves, none of them had combos. Damn it. Never hold it long enough to get that hit. There we go. What the hell was that? Gotcha.
I'm bad, I'm cool, I'm no one.
Rain that snow down on the penguins. Again, what is the North Pole have anything to do with the circus? I don't know. So this... Oh yeah, we hadn't fought Mr. Blob in his natural environment. This is supposed to be the meteor that hit the circus that we're seeing. Oh boy. He's getting some big hits in on me. Gotcha. Oh, that move. That's brutal. Damn it. Oh, he rocked my world. Oh, screw you, Mr. Blob, or the Blob, or whatever. Oh, God. No! You're not getting a KO. Uh-oh, I'm dead. Damn it! How are you getting hits through my block? I'm dead. God, he rocked my ass. Alright, we gotta continue. Let's try... Well, since we haven't seen her yet, let's... Well, we have seen her, but... Not sure who we would want then. Let's do Tiny. Alright, Tiny... has throws and holds, depending on which button you hit, the punch or the kick.
Tiny versus the Blob.
There's Sucker Punch. He is surprisingly fast for what's supposed to look like a brute character. Gotcha. Yeah, you would think this kind of character would be kind of slow and lumbering, and they made him pretty fast, surprisingly. Whoa! That was a wild combo. Using my go-to when I'm playing like Street Fighter, which is a high attack, low attack. Keep the opponent guessing where they're supposed to block. But he's also kicking my ass, which isn't good. There's a throw. Damn. Quit jumping. Oh, we're getting so close! Come on, let me get him! Oh! A dickbag was beaten and he decided to just go aggro like crazy on me at the end. I never know if doing a hold requires you to jam on the button to inflict more damage or not. I always do, even if I don't actually know for a fact. Ah, yes, I got it! Beat you! I really like the environment for this one. If I'm not mistaken, the final boss's environment looks just like that, but it's a different color. They just did a cheap palette swap. Disappointing. I have to fight myself because the game hasn't given me enough of my own mirror matches. Tiny versus Tiny. A fighting extravaganza for the whole family. Get that, you son of a bitch. Yeah, how's that feel? Ow. Oh, damn it. Looks like they're doing a dance move, not pouting. I don't know what that move would be called. It's either the mashed potato or the double masturbator. There's the punch. I got him with the super move! Just called him a wuss. Is that the second KO or first? No, because we had a double. Alright, whatever. Nope, missed. Gotcha. Oh, he was in KO, but I didn't have time to... Go! Go! Oh, the KO status didn't last. Beat your ass. Yeah. If I get knocked out again, we may go back to the blob, because that buzzsaw attack is just, like, brutal. It's the best move in the game. Alright, so I guess we're fighting the clown again? Yep.
Gentlemen, here are the combatants for this extravaganza. Tiny versus Bunker.
Oh, no, he blocked it. I had the makings of a KO attack, but it just didn't land. No, get your ass out of here. Oh, a good block move. I bonked his noggin to finish. Oh, we're getting close. Feel it. Don't think they're gonna make me go through one more round of characters. That would probably be overkill because we're just seeing the same characters multiple times at that point. Oh, super KO attack! I like the idea of it. I don't know if this is something that would necessarily work in other games, but yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, so we should be on to the final opponent of the game. Should be. They'll find out if they add another tier, and it looks like that is the final boss. 100% pure. Pure clay. Yeah, see, it's just a reskin of the Blob's environment. And there it is. It's just a string of pearls. We're fighting Vector Man. And he's throwing Frosty's, or Bad Mr. Frosty's projectiles? Oh, there we go. Now he's actually hitting me. Oh, okay, so he's a Shang Tsung type character. He can do multiple characters' attacks. Oh, I made him sad. It's only flex in front of him. I'm pretty sure that's not how you flex. You don't just keep turning your fist back and forth. Oh, big hits. This is almost over. That's the boss. The final boss of the game. I kicked his ass. I think maybe they screwed up on that by making his hitbox way too big, because literally it's the entire string of pearls count as a hit. So do we get... No, we don't even get an end sequence explaining the character. It may also be that I wasn't playing it on the higher difficulty, so who knows? Maybe there was something there that I missed because I was playing it on easy like a coward. Can I skip this? No, I can't. They're going to make me sit through all of the credits. All right. All right. I would like to try at least one more character, and then we can call it a night. Let's do this. I'm going to... Well, we'll cut ahead so that I can get back to fighting, and then we'll take a look at... we'll do Ichabod Clay, or whatever his name was. All right, so unless I misunderstood something, when I went back into the settings to see if I could tweak anything to make the gameplay a little bit easier, apparently I just did the whole thing on medium. So, hey, I beat the game on medium. Hooray! We'll go ahead and do it Ichabod Clay, like I said. Let me see what his moves are. He has a quarter circle punch, downward hold, back and towards punch, which he can do in midair. I don't see how that's possible, but whatever. Oh, there we go. Cool. Let's do the... Oh! There's his Shoryuken move. So I guess he's like a... kind of a Ken or Ryu character. Gotcha! Shoryuken! And his teleport move is just pressing punch and kick at the same time. Okay. Like this. Yeah, but the problem is if it doesn't come with an extra move of any kind, you lose a little bit of... especially if you're going against, like, the computer, who's kicking my ass right now, by the way. I don't like that. Oh, I missed the KO window! And I missed the chance to do a hit on her because she was... Oh, I lost. Damn it! I don't know. I think there's something missing here. They only have 1, 2, 3 moves listed for this character. 4 if you count the teleport, which isn't really a move. It just kind of moves you to the other side of the screen. I used to be so good at throwing Shoryukens. I was the king of that. You tried to jump on me if I was playing either Ken or Ryu. You were cooked! I'm about to lose. I lost. Okay. I think we saw enough of the game that I feel good rendering some final thoughts on the experience. So let's go ahead and do final thoughts on the game. Balance-wise, it feels pretty good. I mean, the formula for a fun, competitive fighting game had already been well established by this point in '93. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter II both had fairly grounded ideas for how to make the game fun. They had like a rock, paper, scissors style of combat where blocking a certain way would protect against certain hits, and attacking high or low would either be blockable or unblockable, depending on how you were standing. This game feels like it adheres to most of those same rules, where basically if you do a standard holding back while standing, you can block high hits and standing hits, but low hits would hit. If you blocked low, you could block usually a standing and a low attack, but a high attack would hit you. So if you were jumping and hit them in the head, it would make contact. It did seem like they didn't allow players to block their way to a successful finish, where if you hit the enemy one time and then block successfully the rest of the fight, you would not automatically win because you still took some damage while you were blocking. Again, these are all things that had been well established, and the good fighting games ape the really smartly designed successful games. So this one was doing basically all those same things. I would say that the timing for some of the moves felt just a tiny bit slower than I was performing them. And I've complained about that in the past with certain fighting games that we've looked at, where it felt like I would do the move, the controller inputs for the movement, and hit the attack button when I finished them, and nothing would happen. So it's something that I think Street Fighter did one way, and then other games seem to do a different way, where if you do the movement on the D-pad and hit the attack button as you're finishing the attack, it would take place. So let's say you're doing a Hadouken or a fireball type attack, where you hold down toward, then towards, and hit the punch button, and a fireball would come out. If you did it that way in Street Fighter, the attack would happen. If you did it in this game, you did the last input for the direction and hit the attack button at the same time, it wouldn't happen. You had to do the motion, the directional inputs, wait a tick, hit the attack button, and then the attack would take place. And my brain is so hardwired to do it the way that I learned how to do it years and years ago in Street Fighter. I wasn't landing some of these attacks when I thought they should have happened, and it threw me off. Some of the stuff that I thought was supposed to happen wasn't happening. Also, same thing with the holding in a direction and then tapping in the other direction. I don't know what the timing on that was, but it felt like it was longer than it should have been. It might have been maybe a half second longer than I would have liked for a hold and, then go in the other direction attack. They do have fairly good variety in some of the attacks that the characters have. I do think some characters got shafted on how many types of attacks. For example, the clown character Bonker has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different special attacks, and the character Helga has 4, and the character Ichabod Clay has 4, and Blue Suede Goo has 4. So it's like some of them got way more support in the special move department than other characters. Not to mention, and again, I said this is something that they probably had to fix in the tournament edition. The Blob character has that buzzsaw attack that he can do that doesn't get interrupted by a block. It continues even if the enemy blocks it. And because you take damage while you're blocking, that move, which can go for an additional 5 or 6 hits after the initial block, can do more damage than actually taking the hit would cause. So I think there were certainly balance issues that they could have fixed in this game, and they obviously did the tournament edition to try to address some of those problems that they found after the game was released to the public. This is something where, obviously, back in the 90s, they didn't have what they have today, where there's the infrastructure to do early access testing, or they didn't have large testing, quality assurance type stabs, where they would bring people in, at a fairly low rate, have them do testing and bug reporting on the early build of the game, and they could do hundreds of people doing this in some cases. If it's huge studios, they'd find just about everything, release the game to the public, which is a much larger audience, and then as things started getting reported, exploits, glitches, that kind of stuff could be issued back out or fixed in a patch that they could release fairly quickly, or maybe after, some time that the game was in the public's hands. On games like, the consoles like the Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, N64, before the internet made it possible to issue patches, either got everything on the first pass, or in the case of this game, there's stuff that no matter how much testing they did, things slipped through. That would be the case with the buzzsaw attack. I didn't see any other really super cheesy things in this game. I do think that maybe Taffy feels a little bit unfair because he has a longer reach than just about every character. By comparison, the character that I think I took over immediately after losing that fight when I was playing as Taffy was Bad Mr. Frosty, and he has dog crap range. I mean, he was like barely reaching out maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet away from his body with his fist or his feet. The good news is he still could do some long range attacks where he could like curl up in a ball and roll across the screen. I do like the idea that there are double KOs, but it did seem like in the short time that we played, it happened an awful lot, which I don't love. I would like to think that if 2 people are hitting at the same time and it's not an equivalent attack, and in most cases it wasn't, they would prioritize one over the other. So for example, if a character doing a high attack, like a jumping attack, hits at the same time that a character standing on the ground does just a regular, a neutral stance attack, the jumping character should be getting priority there. That's just my opinion on it, but they designed the game the way that they wanted to, and again, they had some decisions that maybe they fixed in the tournament edition when that came out. I think it was in the same year. It might have been the next, in 94, actually. Environmental-wise, I think some of them looked like they had a little more attention paid to them than others. The haunted house looked pretty crappy. It did not look like it had very much detail. I did like the environment that they had for the meteor, the big blob field that the blob and the final boss came from. The North Pole was kind of an interesting environment. I would say if they wanted to maintain consistency, and obviously they had to focus on the animation for the Clayfighter characters first and everything else second, they should have made more of the environments look like they were made out of clay as well. That may have been something that they did in the N64 sequel that came out in 97 or 98. But this first version, there's a visual inconsistency between the characters that you're playing as and the backgrounds that they're taking place in. It's like they're 2 different animation styles, and it is a little bit jarring. Otherwise, yes, this is a fairly competent fighting game. I don't think this is the game that would ever have been able to topple Street Fighter, and certainly not Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat was more geared towards the violence that was displayed in the game. And again, this is a game that they were more interested in targeting, parents or kids. That was a less violent alternative. I would say this game probably inspired another fighting game, although I don't know if you'll ever find any notes on this. The game would be Primal Rage. Primal Rage did not use clay models for their characters. However, they did use like miniature figurines that they had created and did stop motion animation for that one as well. That game did not try to appeal to parents or kids. It had some pretty violent fatalities. In addition, your characters, because you were playing as like dinosaurs and primitive apes, if they needed health during a match, they could lean over and eat humans that were running around in the foreground. That was always a very interesting game. It was like Mortal Kombat, but instead of fighting as humans, you were fighting as dinosaurs. We are going to look at that eventually in Rental Regrets. I already have a copy set aside to add to the mix at some point whenever we get around to taking a look at it. So, yeah, that one I also have a lot of fond memories of. My regret for this game, knowing that there are so many things that they would address and add in future versions, including the direct sequel, which was C2 Judgment Clay, obviously a spin on T2 Judgment Day. Knowing that in that version, not only are there more characters, not only is the combat balance a little bit better, but they also add the fatality moves, what they called claytalities in that game. This game feels like it was more going for a Street Fighter style of gameplay and balance, and I think it was most of the way there, but it does feel like they focused more on the animation and design of the characters than anything else. The environments are kind of lackluster. They don't have a ton of moves. there were no combos that I could see. I mean, I couldn't figure out how to do them on my own, and if they're in the game, I didn't see anything on any of the sites that I checked for move lists for how to input them. I would say my regret was renting this one. I think the sequel would probably have been the one that I would have had more fun with, and it may have been the one I actually did rent, because I'm not 100% I ever rented this game. I'm glad we looked at it. I think it is an interesting fighting game in that they were trying to do something different. They wanted to make a game that stood out visually and in terms of tone. They wanted something lighter than the violent fighting games that were dominating the market. Did it have a huge amount of success? No, but it was an alternative, and I can see why they would want to try to go for that market. Keep in mind, the publisher, Interplay, would go on to make one of the more violent games that you'll ever see in Fallout, where you have an entire trait called Bloody Mess, where if you kill an enemy, there is a dramatically higher chance that when you kill them, instead of them just kind of collapsing on the ground and dying, they would explode and have viscera and limbs fly all over the damn place. And I know people say that Bethesda focused on making that the primary trait of their gameplay is how gory and violent. And it's like, you didn't play the original PC version of the game, did you? Because that happened in that game too. So yeah, my regret is renting this one. I think the sequel obviously added a bunch of stuff that probably would have made it a much more engaging experience, but here, their primary focus was getting the models done and making them look good. And they did. I just wish the fighting game was a little bit more fun. That's going to do it for this episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.